right, guys, we are ready for Chapter 10, the final chapter in Clementine. Let's see what's going to happen to her today. So you can see the pictures. I raced back to my apartment. My parents were in their bedroom. That's right, a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting, my mom was saying to someone on the phone. Goodbye and good riddance. Should be in red icing. Make sure they spell her name right, I heard my dad say. Then Mom spelled Clementine, Clementine, and said she'd be over to pick it up soon. There wasn't much time. Well, I guess I'll go clean my room, I said. Extra loud as I walked through the living room. I tried to make it sound as if these words were used to coming out of my mouth. Yep, I'll just be cleaning like crazy this afternoon. My dad came out and squinted at me, then sat down to read his Boston Globe, which is the newspaper. My mother just glanced at me as she passed by to help my brother with his puzzle. Maybe when I'm done, I'll clean Radish's room, too, I tried, and then I'll go do my homework. If you need me to help with anything or solve any more problems, like the Great Pigeon War, just come and get me. Okay, Clementine, my parents said, but they didn't even look up this time. So it was probably too late. Just in case it wasn't, I got the spray bottle of cleaner and some paper towels, because even though I have never actually cleaned my room, I know that's the first step, except I didn't know what to do next. I wanted my room to look like Margaret's, like a magazine. The problem was everything already looked great to me. Luckily, I knew what my parents would like me to clean. I dragged out everything from the black hole and piled it on top of my bed, and you would not believe how much stuff came out. 4 shoes, 3 brushes, and too many hair clips to count. Socks, a really crunchy Easter peep, and the top hat that had been missing from the Monopoly game for 2 years. A Mr. Potato Head nose, 3 library books and my book report due last Monday, and Friday's Saturn sentences. Some more socks, a Halloween mask, the skirt. I'll come back to the picture. I pretended I lost 2 flashlights, a mitten, a green plastic trapezoid, a taking it easy in the Everglades snow globe, half a button, Polka Dotty's favorite rubber mouse, Mom's yoga video, and Dad's needle nose pliers, 45 cents, even more socks. And that's what her bed looked like after she cleaned everything out from under it. I hope you guys don't have that much stuff under your bed. I got all the things piled on my bed, and even though they looked fine to me, I started to clean them. I squirted everything with lots of cleaner and rubbed hard with paper towels. I squirted and I rubbed all afternoon. It started to get dark outside, but nothing got cleaner. Everything just got wetter and covered with glumps of wet paper towel. Suddenly my eyes were crying and they wouldn't stop, and that's when my parents came in. There she is crying. Hey, can you guys help clean something for your parents during spring break? If you do, take a picture and send me that shows me what you helped clean. So her parents came in. I just got some cleaner in my eyes, that's all, I told them. I'm doing really great cleaning up my room, but even I didn't believe that. Okay, fine, I said, wiping away the tears so I could see how mad they were at me. I am sorry, sorry, and I won't be like this anymore. Like what, Clementine? My mom asked. What are you talking about? Like whatever you don't want, I said. I won't talk so much, and I'll clean up my room for real, and I'll think about the consequences before I do stuff, and I won't do stuff anyway, and I will never lose my homework because I'll never lose anything, and I will sit still so you will think, hey, is that Clementine or is that just a statue of Clementine? I will never bring another note home that says, Clementine had a difficult day at school today. And I will bring home hundreds of notes that say, wow, Clementine certainly pays attention in school. And underneath my bed will look like the underneath of a normal person's bed. And my hands will always be where they belong. And I will take piano lessons again, but this time I will sit on the bench the whole time. And then I ran out of air. I took a big gulp. And I won't be like me anymore. And then I'll be the easy one too, as easy as celery. So you don't have to get rid of me, which I know is about which I know about because I heard you say one's all we need, and then I heard you order a cake that says goodbye and good riddance, Clementine. Both my parents ran over to me and hugged me at the same time, a hug sandwich. Then they took my hands and brought me out into the dining room, and there was Margaret, her mother, and Mitchell with my brother on his shoulders, all looking at me. I scrubbed my face to make sure there weren't any tears left, even though I did not care what Mitchell thought because he is not my boyfriend. My brother yelled, "Prize!" and everyone else yelled, "Surprise!" And then they stepped out of the way so I could see the dining room table. And on it was a cake, all right, but it didn't say goodbye and good riddance, Clementine. It said goodbye and good riddance above 1,000 frosting pigeons, and then under it it said, "Thank you, Clementine, hero of the Great Pigeon War." Oh, well, what about the one's all we need thing? I asked. What about that? My mom and dad smiled really, really big then. "Wait right here, sport," Dad said, and he went to the hall and came back with a big box. "Open it up." So I did, and do you know what was in there? A kitten. I'm not kidding you. There was only one left, Dad said, and we told them one's all we need. I lifted the kitten out of the box and took him into the bathroom to get him a name. Right away, I found the most exquisite word. I held him up to my cheek and told him his name, and he started to purr, which filled up a space in my ears that had been empty since Polka died. When I came back out, I saw that Margaret was wanting to touch my kitten, and I saw her tell her hands to be quiet about that because he was mine and he was new. Here's her holding her new kitten that her parents had got her. I wonder what the name is. I hope they tell us. I wanted to say, the rule is no touching my kitten because it's the rule, but I didn't. Instead, my mouth opened up and said, "Want to pat moisturizer, Margaret?" Which was a very big surprise, let me tell you. Ah, so the kitten's new name is Moisturizer. I'm not sure if I think that's a good name or not. What do you think? Do you like the name? "We know it's not the same as having Polka Dotty back," Mom started. "He's different," my dad said. "I know," I told him. "He's perfect." Then I looked up and saw that everything else was perfect too. My mother in her overalls, my comedian father, my brother who didn't get stuck with a fruit name, Margaret in her Margaret hat, Mitchell slicing the Clementine the hero cake, my not from a magazine apartment. So, let me get to the right page. There's everybody doing all the things that she sees them doing that she thinks is perfect. So when Margaret's mother came over and said, "Tomorrow after school, I'm taking both you girls to my hairdresser to fix up those haircuts," I almost said, "No thanks," because I didn't want to change a single thing. But she was smiling at me and looked perfect too, so I smiled back and said, "Great." And then I passed out the cake, and I was extremely polite because I served everyone else a slice first, and then at the very end, I took one. 2, okay? Fine? That is the end of our story about Clementine. I hope you enjoyed it because I really did too. I hadn't read this book in a while and it was good to find it again.